What is going on, YouTube? I'm Kevin with Lone Wolf Outdoors, and today we are going to be hiking some trails at Village Creek State Park. It is in the mid to low 70s, sun shining. It's a beautiful day for a hike. So come on along and let's see what we can find. One of the first things that you'll notice once you cross over the bridge for the bike trail is the trails are nice and wide. Two people could hike side by side very easily. And here at the beginning of the trail, they've got it marked as an easy on the difficulty scale. As you can probably see behind me, the woods are pretty dense. So far, it's been this way the little bit that I've hiked. There's a lot of small saplings out here. A lot of small cedar trees, and it's real shaded, so that's nice, especially if you were hiking during the summertime. Be nice to come out here in this deep shade. See you in a little bit. Always look down, because you never know what you may stumble across here on the trail. The first part of the trail runs along beside a creek. You can see it in the background. It's been kind of dry lately, so it's kind of low. But it's still nice to be walking beside a creek. Nice little hill, and then it drops back down. Looks like we're in a low spot. The trail is wrapped back around and came up right next to the creek. There's a little bit of water in it. It's so peaceful out here. Good chance to decompress from a week's worth of work dealing with their stupidity. As I stand here talking to y'all, I noticed beside the trail we've got a bunch of little white flowers. It is October the 11th, and we still have wildflowers out here at Village Creek State Park. It's been pretty nice so far. I'll show you these flowers, and then I'm going to head on down the trail. There's a decent little patch of them. It's kind of open here, since we're right next to the creek, and they're just growing on the hillside. I've moved less than 20 feet down the trail and around a little bend and come across some fungus growing on a cut up log. Looks like at one point this tree may have been across the trail and they cut it up and kind of pushed it over to the side. Looks like we went from somewhat flat terrain to we're fixing to gain some elevation. I don't know if it shows up good on the video, but let me rotate around. That's up there pretty ways. You definitely feel small in this area. And it looks like maybe something has been digging underneath that tree. Yep, on down the trail. Looks like we might be coming up to a signpost. We'll see where we're at. There's been a lot of trees that's fallen across the trail, and they've cut up and moved off the trail to make sure hikers and bicyclists have access. And here's the signpost. So it even goes and shows you how far it is to the next marker, and they've got a laminated map of the trail system. And down here toward the bottom of the post, it's hard to see looking at the side of this thing, is the post number, the marker number, which corresponds with right here. We started off up here at the visitor center, and we've walked all the way to here. Looks like there's a pretty good drop off over here to the side of the trail. Let's go take a look. I would not want to take a wrong turn out here hiking at night. That's far enough down. You've got a chance to think about, oh shit, this is going to hurt, long before you ever hit the bottom. Kind of cool though. Also gives you an idea of what going across country here in the park would be like. It may be reasonably flat one moment and then deep ravines the next. They've got a lot of cane or bamboo growing here in the park. We go down, we go up, we flatten out. One of the reasons why I like hiking in the woods. You never know what you're going to get. Looks like the trail is about to drop off. I guess we're headed back down into a hollow. At some point the trail's going to cross a creek, so it may just be down this little hill right there. You can see I'm not good at pointing backwards, so let's go see where it leads. The trails are really wide, so there's no chance of losing your way. Cooling off a little bit, wind's blowing. We've got a nice hill that goes up on both sides of us. Be kind of cool if we could scare up a deer while we're out here. Who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky. And just looking around, I stopped and look at the limbs on that tree. Pretty neat. Yep. Time to head on back down the trail. This is right along the trail. Looks like we got another spot where I don't know if it was animals or water that kind of eroded holes back into the cliff. This one's low enough that I'm fixing to go investigate. It's sitting right here next to this tree. Got most of its roots exposed. So let's go take a look. Oh. See if I can move down this thing without falling. Pretty neat, the texture here on the dirt wall. And I would say this one down here has had some help. I'm pretty sure that one wasn't done by water. That looks more like claw marks. The one right above it, it's almost a perfect circle. Anyhow, back onto the trail. We're now at marker post 14. And we started up here, and all around through here is 1.48 miles, according to the GPS I've got clipped on my backpack. That's one of the reasons why I brought it, is because I'm curious how far it is between points. Village Creek is close enough that I could definitely spend some time out here on the trails, and at some point I'm going to have mileages between all the different points on the trail system. They're well enough marked that I'm not really worried about getting lost. You've got a highway that runs over here, and then you've got a gravel road that runs on this side of the park. So either way, I'll come out to a road somewhere. I decided to change the trails that I was going to walk. Turns out my original plan was going to take me on what they're considering a difficult trail. I've been on one of them before, back when I was a lot younger and a whole lot thinner. So I think I'm going to have to work to get some of this weight off of me, get into a little bit better shape before I tackle the difficult trails. We were walking right along a creek, and it may be the same one, I'm not sure, but I think this trail that I'm on now will take me to the creek. I think it's about a half mile away or so. I'll bring you back when we find it. So, hanging over the top of the trail, I found something that could be fun. Maybe time will tell. So let me flip this around to the back-facing camera and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So as I'm walking down the trail, I look up and I see this. This vine is hanging over the trail, and it looks like it's starting to grow out of the ground here. It's climbed its way up this tree, up to that fork in the branch, draped over, come back down to the trail, and then it loops up and it goes all the way up to the top of that tree in the center of your screen. I would love to know how it made it from that first fork in the branch all the way over to that other tree. But here's the real question, and it's a two-parter for you. One, do you think my fat butt can jump that high? And two, if I can jump that high, do you think it's going to hold me, or am I going to end up on the ground? Leave your predictions in the comment below. Well, it looks like we found the creek. Oh, it's nice down here. Let me spin you around and give you a panoramic. I can see the water rippling as it comes in over there to the left. Looks like it's moving pretty good there. think I'll take a break from the trail and explore the creek a little bit. And if I'm lucky, I'll find a place that I can string up my hammock and maybe hang out for a little bit. So let's see what we can find. It looks like there's some little fish in here. Saw one just dart away. I don't know if the camera caught it or not. There's another one. Let's see if I can find him again and then point him out. He may have swum away. There he is. You can see him right there. You can see his shadow moving. The water's pretty clear. I'm not sure where he got off to as I zoomed in. A little bit of wildlife down here at the creek. He was hopping around as I was walking by. There's just a little baby. Here's some of the wildflowers that's growing along the edge of this creek. As I was getting set up to shoot photos and video, I had a butterfly fly in and make a brief stop. When I went to push the record button on the camera, it flew off. I don't know that it's showing up due to the reflection of the water. Maybe if I change angles. There is some decent sized fish in here. I mean, they're not huge, you know, as far as going fishing to eat them. But when you compare them to a minnow size, they're pretty good size. The moment when you stop, just in the nick of time. Well, I found a place right next to the creek that I can kind of kick back and relax. I've got the creek here behind me. It's quiet, a little bit of a breeze blowing. I think I'm going to eat some dried fruit, drink some water, and just enjoy the scenery for a little while. I'll see y'all in a little bit. I look like the makings of a taco in a blue shell. Maybe it's some of that fancy blue corn for that shell. It is so nice out here. I've just been kicking back, relaxing. Got the bugs making noise. Birds are chirping. I can hear a little bit of the creek as it makes its way on by. Let me flip this camera around and I'll give you a better view of my surroundings as I enjoy my time out in nature. I've got this little pool right here beside me. Like, seriously, right here beside me. There's my leg and the hammock. If I was to roll out of this thing, I'd end up taking a bath after hitting my head on that log. Here, let me give you an overview of the area. Got the creek rolling by there in the background. The sun's going down in that direction. And the creek continues on in that direction. I'm really enjoying it out here. I've got about a 2.5 mile hike back to the truck, so I'm not that far away. The question is, do I continue to hang out or head back? I think I'm gonna hang out for a little bit longer. See y'all in a little bit. Now the sun's starting to go down, so I guess I better start heading back to the truck. It'll probably be down by the time I get there. Take one more look around where I was kind of relaxing in the hammock for the day. And I had the hammock strung up between that tree and that tree over there. Just makes for a nice, peaceful day. Well, I've made it back to the trail, and with any kind of luck, we'll stumble across some critters on our way back to the truck. While I was relaxing by the creek, the frogs had started to call. I've heard some owls off in the distance. Who knows what we'll find? I saw a flash of red as I was walking by. This is pretty cool. Not real sure what it is. If you like ferns, this place is just completely covered with them. I haven't found just a huge patch, but everywhere you look, there's ferns growing. Well, I've made it back to the truck, and I didn't walk as far as I originally wanted to. Only got in a little over 4 miles. But all in all, it was a good day. I went out there with one plan and decided, you know what? I think I'm just going to hang out in the hammock for the day. So, you know, it is what it is. It was a lazy day and turned out great. With it being Wednesday, I thought I would be alone on the trails, but that wasn't the case. I passed 2 groups of horseback riders and 1 bicyclist. So apparently I wasn't the only one enjoying the outdoors today. As I said at the beginning of the video, it was low to mid 70s. The sun was shining. It was a great day to be out. So if you liked the video, be sure you subscribe and press like, and I will see y'all on the next video. Have a good day.